Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. People, this is the worst act of arson in Maryland state history. It's called the Hunters Brook arson. It went down December of 2004. Now, this is in Charles County, Maryland. Charles County, for those who don't know, right after Prince George's County, Maryland, one of the most affluent, predominantly black counties in America, I believe. I believe it may be number one. Prince George's County and Charles County have been going back and forth. It was always Prince George's County, but I believe Charles County took its spot. Located in the DMV, this place is called Hunters Brook Development, okay? Now check. This is how hateful white Americans are, okay? And how far they'll go in their terrorism. A group of white men, they burned the houses in a new development down in this place called Hunters Brook. And they burned the houses down because they knew that once this development was complete and done, black people would be moving in there. You know, black government employees, black professionals, you know, black doctors, contract employees, military retired people, things like that. People like that, you know, Washington, D.C. area. So these clever crackers said, hey, the majority of the people coming to live here are going to be black. So let's burn it down so they won't have nowhere to come to. And that's exactly what they did. Okay, a lot of damage, lit this place up. Now, initially the authorities thought that some environmental extremists burned this place down because this development was being built next to this sensitive wetland called the Magnolia Bog. Something to do with the environment or whatever and nature. They were building this place right there, so they figured, hey, well, maybe there was some crazy environmental extremists. No, they were wrong. Some religious extremists did this. The religion of white supremacy, Satanism. That's who did it, okay? These guys. And they had their whole plan mapped out because two of the guys who were in charge, one by the name of Patrick Walsh and another one named Aaron Speed, they were security guards at this new development to prevent people like them from coming in and doing anything, okay? They were security guards. They, you know, overseeing as this place is being built up, you know, the work that these developers have to do. They're the security. So these two went out to recruit 3 other knuckle-dragging beasts to help them do their work, and that's what they did. When they burned this place up, the damages exceeded 10 million. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, just a bunch of damage. Now, these guys who did this, they were all arrested and sentenced. One by the name of Patrick Walsh. He was 21. He's from Fort Washington, Maryland. He was sentenced to 235 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. So that's 19 years, people, for conspiracy to commit arson. Another one, Aaron Speed. He's from Waldorf, Maryland, which is right by there. Age 22, he got 100 months, which is 8 years. Another one named Jeremy Parody, another one named Roy McCann, and Michael Everhart. These guys, they got 87 months, 46 months, and 44 months. So all for conspiracy to commit arson. So all these guys are out now. You know, hopefully they had a hard time in prison. Even the one with the longest bid, he's out if they made it out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they're out. And people, this is what white supremacists continue to do. Typical American white peopling. They did it in the 1800s, 1900s, 2000, and they will continue to do it. This is what white people do, okay? Now, for the people who know this area, this area right here, Charles County, Maryland, and the area where these guys did this, Waldorf, White Plains, Indian Head, or whatever, you know, where all these new developments have been going up, the white people are very upset and frustrated. Well, at least they were at this time. They probably have become accustomed to it by now. You know what I mean? 20 years later. But the white people, very upset and frustrated that they seen black professionals moving in, and that's who was going to move in. You know, this area in Maryland, southern Maryland, historical Klansmen, Klansland. I mean, this is big time KKK land, very, very deep history of slavery and racism in southern Maryland. White people are used to having their way for many years. The only time they want to see black people, if they're slaving for them, being their servants, bowing their heads and talking, looking at the ground or whatever. And then the developers came in and said, hey, listen, we can make a lot of money off of these government employees, these contractors, these black professionals, these military retired people who are still working in the government. So they built these home developments to make their money. Black people are moving in. Whitey is fussed, very mad, because they're upset basically because now we got to see black people who aren't slaves. You know what I'm saying? So they were frustrated, upset, and that's pretty much the energy out there. Now, don't get me wrong. To this day, there are still many black people in this area, Charles County, who act like slaves, no doubt. Still do. The native people from there, many of them good people, but a lot of them, I would say the majority of them still act like slaves. Not all, but still act like slaves. How do I know this? Because I lived there before. It's one of them places where black people can buy a house, you can shop in the store, you could have your youth football team, you could have your sports or whatever. They could have church or a fish fry and all that other stuff, but you better stay in your little black place. And the people who are from there, the original people, they definitely know that. You could do all this other stuff. We don't want to see you doing that, but stay in your little Negro place. You better not ruffle any feathers. And the black people who move in, like me, I was one of them. A lot of black people move in from all over, for whatever it may be, for the job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? In DC or that area, Northern Virginia. The black people who move in, are too tired and busy, burnt out to do anything anyway. Days off, you burnt out from being a slave, you know what I mean? All week long or doing whatever. So pretty much the black people who live there, they're not even concerned with what goes on, because it's like, I just go to work and I live here, man. Most of them are just trying to kick their feet up and do whatever they drug they do. I don't know, just to pass their time by on the weekend or whatever they do. You know what I mean? So it's really no black community there, even though they have these titles like the most affluent black county in America. And it ain't like that. I think Charles County is number one. I think it surpassed PG County. It's not like that. Black people know their place, even in their own so-called most affluent county. And the ones who are there, they know they're pretty much, if you're not from there, you're so burnt out from work, being a slave at work. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing else that they doing or caring about anyway. But people, this is just a real jacked up story. Maryland history, the worst arson. These guys, white peopling, they said, we're going to keep these black people out. How are we going to do it? Let's burn it down. Get in the comments, people, easy.